I'm going to show you some serious game abuse that you can do in order to unlock dashing, gliding, and climbing with your mount right out of the gate, even though you just started. Now, what you have to do in order to do this is you're going to have to defeat the Titans, as they're called. So, for the first one, is going to be right here, and this is the Titan badge of rock, and this one will give you the ability to dash with your mount. Now, this one's pretty easy, but the later ones will be higher level. With the last one, I'm not sure what level you need to beat it exactly, but probably in like the 40s through 60s of your Pokemon. But you can actually just do it with only one Pokemon and in the early 20s. So, in order to do that, what you're going to do is right out of the gate, so you start, the tutorial ends at Mesagoza, and as soon as you get out, you get choice to wherever you want to go. You're just going to head out the east gate, and this is right outside the east gate. And right out here, you're going to run around looking for these little mushroom rock-looking guys. And you're just going to keep catching these and catching these until you get one that has an ability, a passive ability called Sturdy. And while you're at it, you also want to get one as high level as possible just to save you some time. But really, getting Sturdy is really all you need, because I have a trick for how to level it insanely fast to what we need. Once you catch a Nacli, you're going to add it to your party. Going to replace just something, figure out what you want to get rid of just to have it and keep going through these. Then each one you're going to press X, you're going to check its type. So to do so, you're going to click on it, you're going to go left and press A on it, check the summary and see what it has. From here, you're just going to press right and it'll go to the next tab. And this one, unfortunately, has Purifying Salt, so I'm going to have to catch some more. What you want is what this one has. You can see at the bottom right, it says Ability Sturdy. That's what we're going to need in order to slay all the Titans at an extremely low level with some serious game abuse. All right, so I caught another Nacli. So once you have one that has Sturdy down here at the bottom right, now what you're going to do is you are going to head a little bit further to the east. So you're going to get this Poke Center, which you want to rest at least one time so you can fly there whenever you want, also to heal the Nacli you just caught. Then you're going to follow the path to the east, and what we're going to be looking for is Growlithe. And if the Nacli that you caught is really weak, you could really quick kill some of these bird Pokemon, just because Rock is super effective against birds. So if you really need to level up just a little bit before going to the Growlithe, just kill any bird-type Pokemon that you see. All right, so what you're going to want to do is there's a spot right here on the map. There's no marker for it, but it's just between Mesagoza and Artisan. And on the right next to the road, you'll see this guy, the Picnic. You can rest here like a Pokestop anytime you want, which is absolutely perfect for what we need. So then we're going to head further to the east, and you should start seeing Growlithe around here somewhere at this point. So here's a Growlithe. You only need to defeat maybe 2 or 3 of these, maybe 4. You just need to get a few levels so that we can go to an area that is way higher level that has Pokemon that we can easily defeat. So because Growlithe is a fire type, he will not do very much damage to you, and since you're rock, you'll be super effective. So defeating the Growlithe should be pretty doable. But again, if your Pokemon is a little bit too weak, you could, right where you catch it, beat a few Pokemon before doing this, just to make sure that you can actually take down a Growlithe effectively. And this is a perfect example of why you want to maybe get past level 11 before doing this. I barely won this with 1 HP. Better be a level like 13 or something for this. But Growlithe gives a ton of XP, gave a full level. So afterwards, I'll just return to the guy where you can rest, and then just beat a few more Growlithe. Then move to the next step I'm about to show you. Also, if for whatever reason you can't find any Growlithe, because sometimes I come through and there's almost none, you can also fight any of these birds that you see, just because they're easy to take down. And if you want, you can try your luck on the Shinx or the little pig things that bounce on their tail. I forget the name. So it's like, I can't remember their name, Splinky or something. I don't know what they're called. But none of these will give quite as much XP as a Growlithe, but it doesn't really matter. We just need to get to level like 14, 15, maybe level 16. Only a few levels. Let's just say level 15 is probably good enough. All right, once you've got a few levels, you got your Nacli to 14, 15, something like that. What you're going to need to do is go to... I'm going to spin this so you can see north correctly. So the northern side of Atrazon, there's a Poke Center here. Go here, rest at this Poke Center, because there's a bunch of bird Pokemon we can farm to level 24 and get done super freaking fast. And then also we need to return here later, so make sure to stay at the Pokemon Center. Oh, you're going to have to anyway. So out of the Pokemon Center, you're going to head north onto here. And what you're going to be looking for is really any flying Pokemon. Like, these are good. But the ideal one is the red ones. I forget their name. I think it starts with a C. But it doesn't really matter. Like, anything other than a Murkrow, because Murkrows will have dark attacks. But, yeah, any just pure bird-like Pokemon, like this one, the evolved form of this is really good. It gives a ton of XP. But the red one's what we're really after, but it's not always here. It's different things every time. So what trick we can do if you're not quite high enough level yet is you can battle and just Terrestrialize just right out of the gate. And that'll make the battle easier. And then you can just go back to the Poke Center until you can terrestrialize every single fight if you need to at first. So it'll make you do it a little bit lower level if you just do it like this. Okay, you see these Pokemon give a ton of XP. At first, it'll be like more than a level each time. And then obviously it'll slow down a little bit afterwards. All right, so I found some. These red birds. These are the ones that you really want to farm. They give a ton of XP, and often there's a lot of them in this zone. And they're usually around, level 18 through 21, which is exactly what we need for fast leveling. On top of that, they only know flying or normal moves. I've never fought one that had anything else, at least, and I've definitely beat a ton of these things. This is 712 XP, extremely good. And so now what you're going to do is you're literally just going to farm any of the birds that you can here until level 24, which will not take long at all. It'll literally take maybe 10 minutes, 20 max, maybe 20 because the game's like so laggy, but like 20 minutes, and then we'll be level 24. Okay, once you defeat enough of them, your Knackley will hit level 24, and it'll evolve into a weird Minecraft-looking Pokemon. So this is Knacklestack, and this Pokemon will allow you to completely abuse game mechanics and defeat all the Titans at level 24. So what it is going to learn an ability called Salt Cure, and you have to make room for this. This is the whole point of getting this Pokemon, is Salt Cure. So in my case, I'll get rid of Headbutt. Okay, so now we know Salt Cure, the most broken move in the early game. So also something else you want to do is open up your menu real fast and see what Knacklestack you ended up with. Mine in particular ended up with 69 HP, which is good. If it somehow has 72 HP at level 24, well, that sucks and then time got wasted. You got to go do another one. But they should almost always have less than 71 HP at this point. And you're going to have to be really careful to not mess that up. And I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Also, consider at this point going to your options and then turning autosave off, so that way you can manually save in case you mess this next part up, because it can get messed up. All right, now what you're going to do is press Y and open the map. So if you don't know how to fast travel, if you visited a Poke Center, you can go out to it on the map and press A, and you can fly there from anywhere. It'll just let you go whenever you want. And since we already were at Mesagoza, it just by default, once you've gone through the tutorial, gives you those two. So you'll go to Mesagoza West, and then you'll head out the west of there, and you'll head over to Cortondo, preferably the west side of it. At this point, if you actually just jumped out of the tutorial, you'll probably have a bunch of Pokecoins, but if you need Pokecoins, just go to the guy over by the Poke Center person and just find something to sell that's worth a lot of money that you can part with. You'll probably have a lot of stuff from picking things up off the ground if you don't already have like 10,000 Pokecoins, which is more than enough. So from this western Poke Center at Cortondo, you're going to head over to this vending machine, and just to show you one more time exactly where this is on the map, you're going to be right here on the map in Cortondo. And this vending machine allows us to finish breaking the game, because if you remember earlier in the video, we got a Knackley that has Sturdy. So what we're going to need to do is buy these lemonades. You're going to want to buy lemonades until you have at least, say, 20 or something. But you can go ahead and buy as many as you need, because you can also use this to defeat any Pokemon with the strat, as long as you keep your Knackley, below 72 HP. Because the way that this works is that Sturdy makes it so if you go from full HP to dead in one hit, instead you'll have 1 HP left. So if you can restore Knacklestack back to his full HP every turn, then he cannot get one-shot no matter how strong the Pokemon is. And with that, we can abuse the game. So now we're ready to open the map, zoom out, go back over to Mesagoza, and we're going to go to whichever Poke Center. I guess I'm going to go to Artisan West, because now we're going to go over to this Titan, and we're going to start farming and abusing the game mechanics to farm these Titans. So we're going to go to the Titan of Rock now by flying here. Once you make your way over to the first Titan, you're going to start off with Salt Cure, and then after that, you are good to go, because now this Titan, or any Pokemon you do this to, will take an enormous amount of damage every turn. Now, every Titan, you have to fight them twice. So the first time, you don't have to worry about any shenanigans to keep your Knacklestack from leveling up. You can just go for the kill, basically. But also, this Titan is very weak, this first one, so you don't really have to... Like, it'd be hard to even have your Knacklestack faint. So... And it's not even going to give that much XP, so you can just go ahead and just beat this one normally. It's not till the next ones that we're going to have to really be careful about Knacklestack's XP gains, and even have the ability to circumvent them. But like I said, the first Titan doesn't even give that much XP, so you don't have to worry too much about it, especially if you just freshly leveled up your Knackle stack. But yeah, the next ones will have to be more careful. But also, I'm going to show you a backup strat also, as well before we go to the next Titan, just in case, so that you can guarantee no matter what, you don't have to do another Knackle stack. There's actually like a cheat way to do this on top of the cheat way. All right, so now that the first Titan is defeated, when you get on your mount, you can sprint by pushing in the left stick while moving. And if you sprint into a tree, you'll actually smack into it. And if there's any Pokemon in the tree, it'll knock them down from the tree. I think it has to be a big enough tree, though. Honeysuckle bushes don't really cut it. So a tree like this. And again, if you sprint and run into the tree, it's like a headbutt. And if there's any Pokemon in it, they'll fall out, like a Pineco or something, right? So, but anyway, the backup strat. So there's a backup strat in case your Knackle stack gets leveled up too high and has too much HP. And also a way to just do it even cheaper. So what you can do as a backup is you can go find more of these and catch the really weak ones. Just whatever. These, like, don't level these up at all. Just catch more of them until you have another one that has Sturdy. Okay, so I caught another Knackle, or Knackly that has Sturdy. So now we have a Knackly that's level 13 that has Sturdy, and we have our current Knackle stack that has Sturdy, which is all that we'll need to now do this, even if Knackle stack has too much HP for the Lemonade. Now what you're going to want to do is go fast travel back to Cortando West, and then head out the northwestern side, and go around this path that crosses this bridge here, and then you'll get to this Poke Center, the West Providence Area 1 Central. Then you'll head north on this bridge right here, or not north on the bridge, you'll actually stop short of the bridge and go up this mountain in order to get to the next Titan, which is this Flying Titan. Okay, so when you reach this location, one more time on the map, this location, you'll see all these boulders falling down from this mountain. Now, the boulders aren't actually that dangerous if you get hit by them. You just need to work your way up here in order to get to the next Titan. Now again, you're going to start with Salt Cure, and on this first battle, you don't actually have to worry about Knackle stack fainting. Or not fainting, you don't have to worry about him getting XP, because the first phase doesn't even give XP for this. So just go ahead and do this one whichever way. Alright, so phase 2, you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to use Salt Cure. And now, here's where you make the decision. If you did the backup strat and you have the Knackly that also has Sturdy, then you don't have to really worry about what happens. But if you don't have that, then you'll just want to use Salt Cure, and then just use like whatever your like Mud Shot or whatever, and hope that the Sky Titan will knock out your Knackle stack before you actually defeat it, because then you don't want to get XP. But it's not a huge deal, because like I said, there's just a backup strat, just having a really weak Knackly with Sturdy, or really any weak Pokemon with Sturdy in general for this. And honestly, I don't know. Knackle stack can honestly just beat this thing. Like, so it's it's almost hard to faint to this thing when it's rock against flying anyway. It's the next Titan that's really going to be the biggest issue and the reason for doing all of this. I think it only gives 802 XP anyway, so if your Knackle stack is freshly leveled, you'll still be 24. Hopefully, depending on how if you got over leveled from 23 to 24 or not. So it's not the end. And again, there's still a backup strat. Now that we have this Titan badge, we'll be able to use our mount to swim. So now we can be on water instead of having it reset us whenever we fall in water. So next up, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go back down, cross this river right here, head up here, go through the desert, and then go up to here and get to Casaroya Lake. And at Casaroya Lake, there's an island right here where we can get the last important Titan badge. And then after, I'll show you where to get the other Titan badges too. So now I've made it over to this island where the Titan badge dragon is. Also, I made a mistake and accidentally leveled up my Knackle stack to 25, which now he has 72 HP, so my strat won't work with Lemonade for this one, so I'll have to use my backup strat. But I'll show you which way to do it for both, depending on which way this all unfolded for you. But yeah, so you're going to want to heal your Knackle stack up to full before doing this so you can get the initial Sturdy. That's really all you need if you have the backup strat. And I'm personally going to use the backup strat of having this Knackly right here. Now what you're going to want to do is go to the southernmost part of the island. There's kind of this other smaller path to the island. And there's this really weird one looking here, and it even yells Titan. And you'll go and talk to this one. And this will activate the Titan fight. So this will happen. And then you get to actually fight the Titan. So this is Dondozo, the False Dragon Titan. And since we have full HP, Sturdy is good to go on this. And we're going to start off with Salt Cure. And in my case, I'm going to use the backup strat since Lemonade will not heal me to full anymore in my Knackle stack. But if yours has 71 HP or less, you can just keep using Lemonades on your original Knackle stack. So instead, what I'm going to do is because I have that Knackley that has Sturdy, and this is something you can do at any point as long as your Knackley has less than 70 HP. And you can always get new Knackleys. You can always go back and get another Knackley that has Sturdy if your one levels up too high. But I can go swap to my other Pokemon, this Knackley, that has Sturdy and has less than 70 HP. It actually has low enough HP. I could use Super Potions or Fresh Water or whatever to try to save money while keeping it alive. So now this one will also have Sturdy, and it will survive. And now I can actually do the same strat on my Knackley instead of my Knackle stack. So again, even if your Knackle stack is too strong for the Lemonade, you can do backup strat with a Knackley. So just to show you, now I can use Lemonade on my Knackley, and then it'll reactivate Sturdy because he hits full HP, and then we can just keep doing this. And the Dondozo will eventually go down to the Salt Cure while we do this. All right, so that's Dondozo down. Easy enough. Just it only costs, what, like 3-4 Lemonades or something like that. And now we're going to have to fight him again, and the second time he will give XP. But before you do that, make sure to open up your inventory, go to your bag, and heal up both Knackle stack and heal up Knackley back to full HP so they can have Sturdy again on the next fight, or else you're going to be regretting it. So now you can open up your map, and next you'll have to go to the west, over to that next island, and you'll be able to just find him just hanging out over there. So you head over to this spot, and there's another fish again. You just get near it, and it'll start the next fight. All right, so now for the final fight, same thing. It's also funny, I guess we were supposed to be level 55 for this, and here we're at the level 25 Knackle stack, because our friend here has level 55 out. So yeah, just use Salt Cure on it, and then whichever method you want to from here. I mean, you can honestly just have all your Pokemon faint, and if you have 6 Pokemon, you'll probably survive the fight just because there's someone else to also get attacked randomly, which is, you know, your ally here. All right, so one last time I healed up my Knackley to full HP. Wait for the turn to end, and Dondozo should go down to the Rock Salt or whatever that build is called, or to my ally just taking him down. And there you go. Now we defeated this one. Now there's still 2 other ones for us to do real fast, but this one I wanted to take care of first, because this one has the most important ability for us to get from any of these. Also, I forgot, plot twist, the thing that he ate gets spit back out, and you have to beat it too. But it heals your Pokemon, so you can kind of just do the same thing all over again. So hit him with a Salt Cure, and he's actually equal to or stronger than the thing we just beat, so you actually will need to use some kind of Salt Cure strat or something in order to beat him. Well, it took many, many turns and many, many Lemonades, but the Tatsugiri finally went down to the Salt Cure, and then after that, this Titan is officially defeated, and you can get your reward. Also, if you want to know how much XP it gave me at this level, I think XP scales to level, though, so yeah, it actually didn't give as much as it probably should have if I was the correct level for it. All right, with that out of the way, now we should be able, whoops, wrong button, we should be able to climb, which unlocks tons of the map. This is the most important skill to get, which is why I wanted to get it before even bothering with the other Titans. But with that out of the way, let's do these last ones a little bit more speedy. So if you open up the map and you rotate it to, oh gosh, if you rotate it to where north is facing where it should be, so south of this lake is the Asado Desert. And you'll want to head over to this one next. If you grab the Poke Center on the way, which I didn't, and I hope that you did, then you'll be able to get there more quickly. But let's go ahead and go there and get the next Titan badge. All right, next up is this guy out in the desert. And with the strat that I've shown you, I don't even need to, like, explain. I've explained it 3 times. You get the point. You just use Salt Cure and then Sturdy it out with Lemonades or whatever if you even need to for this one, depending on how strong it is. Which, it's pretty strong, so it actually will probably need to be defeated using Sturdy and using the backup strat with the Knackley if your Knackle stack's too high level. All right, with Great Tusk defeated, it's going to be the same old story as before. It's going to move somewhere else, and then you have to beat it a second time with the help of your friend. But yeah, we can come skip ahead to that. You can actually just see it off in the distance from where you were to the south west. But also, again, I want to remind you, do not forget to heal your Pokemon up to full with whatever items you want to use. And just like before, we're going to cheese it. Just use Salt Cure and then swap to your backup Knackley and spam Lemonades on it or Super Potions or whatever until this Pokemon's defeated. All right, with that Titan out of the way, now you'll be able to not only climb, like from the last one, but you'll also be able to glide now. So let me get up here and show you a glide real fast. So what you do is you jump off a ledge and then press B again, and then you can glide around. So that's that. Let's go ahead. You can press B again to drop, by the way. All right, so that's that. Now open up the map again and rotate it so north is facing north. So from here, on the opposite side of the crater, there is one more Titan. So from where we were at there's a Titan down here. We went to that one place to level up. If you go north of that, there is a Titan right here, the Steel Titan badge. So I guess we're gonna go there now. So to get there, go from this Artisan or whatever it's called, follow this path, go up here. You can just cross water now, so just cross water and then bam, there you are. Let's go ahead and go there. Also, be sure to take a stock of how many Lemonades and Super Potions or whatever you have, or maybe get a new Knackley if you need to. A new Knackley with 30 again has less HP, so you can use Super Potions or freshwater soda pop, whatever. You know, reevaluate before this last one. Make sure you don't actually go there and don't have enough. All right, so there it is, the Steel Titan. And just like before, we're going to use the same cheese strat on it. Okay, so one last time, we're going to hit him with a Salt Cure, and if he's way too strong, which he is not, we would swap to our other one, but this one's pretty weak, so we should be able to just take him out pretty standard. Just Salt Cure and then use actual moves on him. Or on second thought, its Iron Tail is going to do insane damage with the super effective, so we're going to have to use the strat after all with the Knackley. All right, thanks to Salt Cure, it was an extremely easy battle, and the Earthworm was defeated. Okay, with the 5th Titan complete, you can now jump higher if you hold B when you jump, which isn't really important anymore since we already got the other Titans defeated. Kind of a useless Titan in a way. But after that, this quest continues on with needing to go back to the lab at Poco Path if you want to continue, but that's not the point of this video. So that is how you can cheese this stuff, guys. That's how you can defeat all Titans like right out of the gate and get all the abilities for your mount. And then you are all set and ready to go to enjoy your adventure. So hopefully that helps you out. Now you know how to get all 5 Titans defeated with a ridiculous cheese strat in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.